Hey yoga friends, today I have a practice for spring. So I'm in the northern hemisphere and spring is slowly on its way. Um, some days are bright and sunny and others days it's snowing where I am. And I'm just working on reminding myself that growth is not linear and it's not always forward moving. So those are some reminders if you're also getting closer to spring and feeling a little bit antsy to get there, that the beauty that comes with the season takes a while to grow. Um, and so for our practice today, we are going to be practicing just getting some movement in our bodies, building a little bit of heat so that we can start to get some energy for the spring season. But to start, I have a little quote to share with you to kind of set an intention uh, for our practice. The quote is by Shauna Niequist, and she says, "There is a season for wildness and a season for settledness, and this is neither. This season is about becoming." And so, with the spring season today, we will be practicing Lotus Mudra, and we'll start with our hands together. Lotus Mudra is practiced by keeping the hands together in Anjali Mudra to start. And then as we blossom open, our thumbs and pinkies will stay together and we'll separate our other three middle fingers out so that you create a little blossom for Lotus Mudra. So that will be part of our practice today. And you'll notice too that we'll be moving through a lot of twists. So we're going to be twisting our bodies kind of getting out some of that winter energy to create space for spring. So with that, we'll begin. So come to a comfortable seat. You can sit on a couch or on your yoga mat, wherever feels good. And we're going to start by moving our spine. So we'll bring our hands together again in Anjali Mudra here at heart center. Release the air with me and just take a few breaths. Maybe you want to close down your eyes. Bring your awareness to your inner world for a moment. Notice yourself in space and time. Notice your breath in space and time. Notice your sit bones wherever they are planted. And when you're ready, slowly bat your eyes open. Release your exhale together with me here. And on an inhale, we're going to lift our hands up overhead, and our hands are going to open into Lotus Mudra. This time, we're going to drop one hand to the earth and leave the other overhead, and taking a side body stretch here. Releasing that top hand to the knee closest to it. So we're twisting that arm across the body. And we're going to bring our other hand behind us, taking a gentle twist. Take an inhale and exhale here. And on your inhale, keeping that hand on your knee where it is, lift that back hand up and overhead. So we're taking like a twist plus a side body stretch here, one of my favorites. And then release that top arm to the opposite knee. And as we do that, we're going to round our chin forward towards our chest. On your next inhale, unwind, lift the arms up overhead, cactus them down on the exhale. And bring the hands back to heart center. We're going to do that a few more times on each side. Release your exhale here with me. And on an inhale, we're going to blossom open, lifting Lotus Mudra to the sky. Maybe your eyes want to follow. And this time we're going to exhale the opposite hand outside our body and the opposite arm overhead from the side we were on before. When you're ready, release that hand to the closest knee and twist behind you. Take an inhale and exhale here, letting your eyes plant somewhere. On your next inhale, keep that hand on the knee, lift the other arm up and over the body. Exhale that top arm down to the opposite knee, and at the same time, we're going to round our chin forward. If your hands don't quite make it to your knees, no worries. They can come to your shoulders too. On your next inhale, grow open, unwinding, and exhale, cactus the arms down, hands to heart center. Maybe you want to close down the eyes for just a moment. When you are ready, release your exhale here with me. And on an inhale, we'll blossom open again. Exhale, we're going to take it to the other side, taking a side body stretch. I'm moving to the left here. I'm taking my top arm down to that knee that's closest, twisting, letting your eyes land on a space or closing them down. When you're ready, take that back arm, lift it up overhead, side body stretch and twist. Taking that top arm down to the opposite knee or hands to shoulders, rounding the chin towards the chest. When we're ready, we unwind, we grow tall, out from our cocoons of winter, and exhale, cactus the arms down, hands to heart center. When we're ready, releasing our exhales here. One last time, inhaling tall, blossoming open with our Lotus Mudra. And then side body stretch to the other side. Release that top hand to the closest knee and twist behind you. Spine long. When you're ready, lift that back arm up and overhead. Releasing that top hand to the opposite knee. Exhaling the chin towards the chest. On your next inhale, lengthen the spine, grow long, arms overhead. We exhale the arms down to the side. We're going to turn over onto our hands and knees. And when you get there, we'll take some cat-cows here. Inhaling, arching the spine, opening the belly long. Exhaling, rounding in. Pouring out. Moving with your own breath here. And also taking any movements that you want. If your body needs something different, do that. Take one more cycle here, inhaling and exhaling. Coming back to neutral spine. And this time, we're just going to look over each shoulder. So as best you can, keeping your hips where they are. They might move slightly. Just getting into that side body. Twists require so many different muscles to move and open, and so we just want to prep the spine and get it moving in those directions. One more here, coming to each side and then back towards center. We're going to bring our toes together behind us and our knees as wide as our yoga mat. And this time we'll plant our left hand. We're going to lift our right hand forward, up and around. So we're just going to take some circles here, reaching forward, up and around, getting some mobility in the shoulders, into those back muscles, letting your breath be free, making sure you don't hold it. One more time, up and around, and then we're going to thread the needle, bringing that right hand underneath the left, letting the body come to the ground. Staying here for a few breaths, letting that shoulder open up. Taking any variations of this pose that you'd like. And when you're ready, we'll unwind again, pressing into that left hand, lifting the body, lifting that arm up towards the sky, and then planting it back down towards the ground. This time we'll plant our right hand, and we're going to reach our left hand forward, up and around. Reaching forward, reaching up towards the sky like you're trying to touch something. So we're not just stretching our muscles, we're also engaging them at the same time, keeping a slight bend in that opposite elbow, letting the breath be long and free. And whenever you feel ready in your body, go ahead and thread the needle on the opposite side. Again, any variation you like here. Maybe you want to press into that right hand and lift the heart space. Open to the right more or to the sky. Maybe you want to extend that right arm long in front of you towards the top of your mat. Lots of options. When you're ready, we'll unwind, press into that hand, lift the torso, lift the hand to the sky one more time, and exhale, bringing it down towards the earth. Now, however we'd like to get there, we're going to meet standing at the top of our mats. So from here, we will find our Tadasana, whichever version works best for you and your body. And we'll bring our hands to heart center like they were when we were seated, rolling the shoulders onto the back. Spine is long. Taking a few breaths here, letting your body get used to standing. We tend to rush from one thing to the next, like a checklist. Sometimes it's nice just to be. Taking a few breaths here. When we're ready, we will release our exhale here together. And on an inhale, we'll grow our lotus mudra long towards the sky. On an exhale, we'll release the hands to the side, and we're going to pour forward into a forward fold. Here you can use blocks if you'd like, or hands to the earth. And from here, we are going to just twist to each side. So you might want to widen your feet a little bit, especially if you need to make room for your body. We're going to plant the left hand, bend in the left knee. At the same time, we're going to extend the right leg and lift our arm towards the sky. It doesn't need to go all the way up, right? We're just beginning to twist our bodies here and open them up. So let it be where it is. Our right hand will plant and we'll take it to the other side. So right hand plants, right knee bends, left knee straight, left arm towards the sky. Exhale towards center. One more time each side with your own breath. Remember to move with it. We're going to inhale and take a halfway lift here, your version. And we're going to step back as far as we can with our right foot. And we're going to pivot into wide leg forward fold to the right long edge side of our mat. Here, option to bend in one knee and then the other. Lengthening the leg muscles. And here we'll keep the right hand planted and we're going to reach towards the right ankle with the left hand. So again, opening those shoulder muscles, twisting to the right just gently and slightly. And then we'll release. On your exhale, we're going to turn back towards the top of our mat and lower that back knee into Anjaneyasana. When we get here, our inhale will lift our hands forward, arms up to the sky. Our exhale, we're going to twist towards the left, towards that bent front knee. Twisting the arms open. The gaze can go towards the left, or if it's available, back towards those back fingers. When we're ready, take an inhale here. And exhale, we're going to tip forward like our shoulders are a fulcrum. Our right hand is going to come to the earth. Left hand to the sky. Bending into that front thigh. Exhaling here. Take an inhale. And then an exhale, that left hand is going to come to frame that front right foot. Now here, if you need some blocks to lift your hands up so you can keep your spine long, please do. And on an inhale, we're going to walk our hips back, coming into Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. You'll notice my back toes are tucked, giving myself a little bit more stability here. On an inhale, we're going to walk forward, pick up that back knee, and we're going to step our right foot up to meet our left, coming into a forward fold. On an inhale, we rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments here, keeping the hands at heart center, maybe closing down the eyes, letting your breath become to its natural cadence. Maybe taking a moment to reflect back on what came up for you during that sequence. Remembering the best we can to keep a non-judgmental mind. So it wasn't good or bad, it just is. Notice our tendencies. When we're ready, we'll take it to the other side. So we'll exhale our air together here. And on an inhale, we'll grow long again, Lotus Mudra towards the sky. You might notice your shoulders are a little more open, maybe not. Exhale, hands come together at heart center, and we bow forward. Again, we're going to take that twist to the sky. Right hand plants, right knee bends. Left arm comes to the sky this time. Exhale towards center. Inhale, other side. Exhale towards center. One more time, each side. Notice the tendency to rush. When we're here, forward fold, we'll take a halfway lift. And this time, we're going to step back with the left foot, pivoting into wide leg forward fold towards the long left side of the mat. Bending in one knee again here. Planting the left hand where it is. Extending the right hand long towards the left ankle. Twisting open. And releasing that spine. Letting yourself almost bow forward a little bit more. We'll get into that shoulder, into that side body. If your hand doesn't quite make it, let it fall where it is. This is not a competition with our bodies. This is an exploration to see where we are. And if your body won't or can't do something, it's not an opportunity to shame it. It's an opportunity to ask what it needs and to do that instead. When we're ready, we're going to release that right hand and we're going to pivot both sets of toes back towards the top of the mat. And we're going to drop that back knee. Now here we're going to frame that front foot. If you need a little bit more room in your body, tuck your body into the inner side of that thigh, using your blocks to lift your spine up long. We're going to press firmly into that front foot, maybe tucking those back toes, and we'll lift our arms up overhead. Letting ourselves sink into that front thigh. Take an inhale here, and exhale, we'll twist to the right. Bending into that front knee. Take an inhale here, and exhale that left hand down to the mat or a block, the right arm up to the sky. Take an inhale here, Exhale the right hand down to frame that front foot. And we're going to walk our hands or blocks back, Ardha Hanumanasana, with a flat spine. If you're hunched forward here and you're trying to touch the earth, this is a great place for our block friends. They're not cheating. They're here to help us do what's best for our body. When we're ready, we're going to walk forward into that front foot, tuck those back toes, lift that back knee, and press ourselves or walk ourselves up to forward fold. Release your air here. On an inhale, rise up, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few moments here again in your Tadasana. Letting your breath become natural. In our next sequence, we're going to use some similar movements in the body, but we'll be adding on a little bit. When you're ready, take a deep inhale and exhale your air with me. On an inhale, we'll grow long overhead with our Lotus Mudra. Exhale, hands come to heart center as we pick up that right foot and step back into crescent lunge. Now here, I invite you to do, again, what works best for you. We're going to bend in as generously as we can into that front knee. You can come up onto those back toes, or you can lower that back heel if you'd like. It's up to you. So our hands are to heart center here. We're going to inhale them up above the head. And just like when we were grounded, we're going to exhale to the left towards that front knee. Notice your balance, testing yourself here. If you fall out, come back in, no worries. Take an inhale here, and exhale, that right hand is going to come to the earth. We're going to come into a twist here. Now, if you need a block or need to step back with that right foot a little, please do. That left arm is towards the sky. And then we're going to exhale the left hand to frame the front foot, just like when we were grounded. Now from here, we're going to extend that front leg, coming into pyramid pose. Take an inhale and an exhale here. Option to stay here, or option to plant that right hand and lift that left arm up towards the sky. Making sure to roll both shoulders onto the back. And then exhale that left hand to the earth again, or block. And then when you're ready, you can step up that back foot or heel toe it up forward into Uttanasana, or forward fold. When we're ready, we inhale and rise. Exhale, hands to heart center. Again, staying here for just a few moments. We are going to try that on the other side one more time. Now, if you're practicing on your own, I invite you to try both of these sequences multiple times through so you can extend your practice. Or if this is good for you today, you do you. When we're ready, we'll inhale and exhale our air together. Inhale, grow Lotus Mudra long overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll step back this time with the left foot, coming into crescent lunge, your version. Inhale the arms out and overhead. Notice your balance already testing itself. And exhale to the right, towards that front foot. Take an inhale here. And exhale, the left hand comes to the earth or a block. You might notice yourself needing to step back with that left foot to come into a raised lunge here. Or you can lower that back knee. On an inhale, take your arm and then onto an exhale, take it down to the side, and we'll come into pyramid pose here. Pulling back on that right hip so that our hips stay squared, or as square as they can, towards the top of the mat. I'm using blocks to keep my spine long. Okay, you can change the settings too here. When we're ready, you can stay here or plant your left hand, pull back on that right hip, and lift your arm up towards the sky. I say towards because it might not go all the way, okay, and that's okay. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, right hand comes down to frame that front foot. When you're ready, step forward with that left foot coming into Uttanasana. From here, we'll take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, a halfway lift again. And exhale, we're going to step into our downward facing dog. Maybe you want to pedal both feet out here for just a moment. And then we're going to lower our knees, and you take your version of Balasana. Wide knee. Letting your breath be free here. When you're ready, rise up. And from here, I invite you to take any other stretches that you'd like. You can come down onto your back, bring your knees to your chest and rock side to side. You can take any kind of poses that you need in your body. So I invite you to explore and take a moment again to ask yourself what you need. And then ending your practice in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you feel a little bit more refreshed and renewed, ready for the spring season, ready to begin growing again and exploring and just being ready for the season. Thank you, and may you be well.